Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm bringing you a redo of my blow dry. So I had a lot of requests to do a voiceover explanation of what exactly it is that I do when I blow dry my hair. So just a few tips and tricks for you guys to keep in mind. I will go over it when I do the voiceover, but just a little bit of insight on little movements and maneuvers and things that I do so that you know and understand how it makes my life easier when I blow dry my hair. So when I do blow dry my hair, I already mentioned, it's a Pro Curler 65 creative round brush. It's a little dirty, I probably should clean it. But I do tell a lot of my guests in the salon when I'm teaching them how to blow dry their hair, I tell them, if you're at home and you're not doing anything, watching TV, catching up with Scandal, watching How to Get Away with Murder, play with your brush and do this. This maneuver alone will save your life. This is what's gonna help you smooth your hair when you're blow drying your hair. So when you take a section and you wonder how when you go to the salon they get those silky shiny ends, what you need to do is go to the ends and be able to do this to them with the blow dryer. So that maneuver is usually what I like to explain to my guests, or not usually, what is, makes your ends nice and smooth and soft. So when you're home, not doing anything, and take your brush and practice rotating it. Okay, so as weird as it sounds, because I am not an ambidextrous person at all, I tell a lot of my guests that I was taught how to blow dry with both hands. So no matter if I'm standing on someone's right or left side, I'm gonna be using the opposite hand. And the reason is because you're not doing the same maneuver on one side that you are on the other. So if you ever wonder why like this side flips and then this side doesn't, or this side goes back and this side comes forward, it's because you're not doing a consistent move on both ends. So if you try to practice using this hand on this side so that you can blow dry on this side, and then doing the same thing on this side, it will probably make your life a little bit easier. Now, by all means, don't get me wrong, this is not a practice that I do a lot myself, so even if you don't see it in this video, when I do notice that my hair isn't doing what I want, I take note and I realize, hey, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So if I do notice that I am doing that and it's not as easy for you, what I do is try to make sure, for instance, like on the bang, I always over direct the bang forward like this and bring it back so that it swoops back. But the thing is, it's a little hard to do it that way. So I tell a lot of my guests, or even you guys, is if you come from up top and drag it forward to the other side and then drag it back, it'll do the same thing. So try to practice, you know, realizing where it is that what your hair is doing and where you want it to go and where you want it to. So I am completely aware that a lot of you don't have a salon grade blow dryer, and I am not by any means telling you to go out there and spend 500 bucks on a blow dryer, because let's be honest, I don't even spend $500 on a blow dryer. But what I do want you guys to use is your nozzle. So this comes with every blow dryer, whether you have a $20 Conair blow dryer or you have a $300, you know, Babyliss. Like, you need to have one of these on your blow dryer. What this does is it concentrates the airflow so it's not flying everywhere. And so when you're using this, it kind of helps direct the airflow, and it just makes it easier when you're blow drying your hair. So concentrator nozzle is absolutely imperative in your blow drying life. Okay, so sectioning. So when I section my hair, I actually helped a friend of mine, kind of like did like a tutorial with her, and I was trying to teach her how to blow dry her hair, which actually came out insanely successful, so I'm very proud of you. But what I really want a lot of you to understand is your sectioning is very important. Now, I'm not telling you to go into your hair and take like tiny little minute sections that we take in the salon, because I know when I blow dry your hair, I take smaller sections, but I want your sections to be clean. And the theory behind this is that if you have cleaner sections, you're not gonna have random little pieces of hair everywhere. You're gonna know that whatever you grab is what you grab. So if you say section from behind your ear and section it forward, you want it to be a clean section. You're gonna know if you put this away, there's no random hairs coming out from anywhere, and then you're gonna feel like a cold piece of hair coming out of nowhere and ruining your blow dry, because we all know that tiniest little bit of humidity or moisture left in your hair is gonna totally ruin all of the efforts that went into that blow dry that day. So yeah, sectioning is imperative. So whenever you take a section, whether you're taking it around your head or you're taking it in the bang, You want it to be super clean. If you don't have a clip, invest in them. You can go to Sally's and get like a pack of 10 of these for like $2. So totally worth having. Don't just go in and go haywire and grab 100 pieces of hair and hoping that they're all gonna sit still when you're done blow drying. Another tip that I'd like to give you guys is whether it's straight curly, curling wand, curling iron, whatever it is with your hair. I've been getting a lot of requests to do videos on specific styles, and I'm super excited about it and I can't wait to start. But I do want you to understand something. If your haircut does not support your style, then we might need to reevaluate what it is that you're doing with your hair and what you want your hair to look like when it's done. If you see a bunch of flowy layers and your hair is all the way down to here and you don't want to cut smaller, shorter layers, then you need to understand that when you see flowy layers around the face, you're not going to get that when it's super long around your face. So just understand the concept of hair cutting and hairstyling. You need the cut to support this style. So with that being said, I'm going to continue on and starting the blow dry. Just remember, product is important. So you need a heat protectant, which of course, 1 second. I always use Smooth Infusion Style Prep. It's by Aveda. It's a heat protectant and anti-humectant. So I do about a pump of this when I blow dry. And then when I'm done, I use smoothing fluid, also by Aveda. It's by their Light Elements line. This was the one that I was saying that it's super lightweight, it's not heavy on your hair at all, and it's an amazing finisher. And I do 1 pump of this, emulsify it in my hands, and put it all throughout my ends. So without further ado, enjoy the blow dry. If you have any comments, leave them below, thumbs up, and subscribe.
Okay, so like usual, we are going to begin with Smooth Infusion Style Prep. I'm going to do a few pumps and just emulsify it into my hands and wring it through my hair. Heat protection is imperative when you're going to be using blow drying and flat ironing. So as I was mentioning earlier, sectioning is really important to me. So I'm using a butterfly clip to cleanly section away my hair to prepare for blow drying. I'll be using the Super Solano with the concentrator nozzle and a round brush to get this going. So what I'm doing here is I brought my brush underneath the section and just kept rolling the brush until it grabbed. And that's how I kind of grab the hair underneath when I'm not physically grabbing it like that. Right here is where I wrap my hair around the brush and concentrate on the roots, especially for us people with wavy to curly hair. Roots and tension are super important. We really need to have the tension to straighten the root out. Now, I usually like a little bit of flippy doos with my blow dries, so if you need it a little bit straighter, I'll show you in a minute how to do that. But you're just going to go to the other side and do the same thing. You'll wrap your hair around the brush or grip it underneath and concentrate on the root and blow dry down. Make sure the airflow is always pointing down. That's super, super important. So this is how I was mentioning before, that if you do want it a little straighter, you just go back and blow dry till the hair falls out of the brush. And then here I'll be sectioning my bang out and continuing to the rest of the back of my hair. I like to have you guys envision your hair in quadrants. So the front right side of your head, the front left side, back left side, back right side. And if you're taking hair from too many quadrants, you're taking too much hair. So try to just envision your hair that way so that it's a little bit easier when it comes to sectioning if you do want to take bigger sections. Now, I do always notice as well that a lot of people take some sections that are way too big for them. So if you realize that the section is too big and it's becoming a little bit too difficult for you to blow dry, feel free to divide the section in any way that makes it more comfortable for yourself. So here you'll notice after me dropping this section that I kind of have like a big weird kink underneath. So I just go back and re-smooth it out. And this is where that rolling the brush technique really helps with smoothing your hair out. Now, same thing over here. I am always going to repeat, tension is super important when it comes to blow drying your hair. So however it is you need to grab your hair to get some tension to make sure you really stretch your hair out, do what you can. But I always suggest to wrap the hair around the brush and slowly roll out. Now, if you haven't noticed, I have subdivided the back of my hair because of the fact that the section was way too big for me. So I did subdivide the back section of my hair, so it just made it a little bit easier for me to blow dry the back of my hair. Now here, everything is by feel. I know in my diffuse video, I was mentioning that I always use my hand as a co-pilot. So I always touch and feel around to make sure that if I feel for anything that's cold, anything that's frizzy, something that's not smooth and soft already, I try to grab it and make sure that I'm able to stretch that out and smooth it out before continuing on. Now when it comes to doing the back of my head, I always go back and forth only because it's really not comfortable to keep my hands over my head for that long. So usually when it comes to the roots, I'll bring my hands over my head and blow dry. But then when I'm doing the ends, I'll bring it over to the side just because I can see in the mirror and my hair is long enough that I could stretch it over to the side so I could see as well. So finally, we've arrived to the bang. So for me, I'm really not a big fan on perfect parts. I mean, you can obviously tell that it's a center part, but it's not like a perfectly straight line. So what I do is divide it in like a diagonal forward section, if that makes any sense to you at all. But in a diagonal section, and then I over direct it, which means I'm bringing the brush forward just to kind of give it a little bit more height and a little bit more movement. This is what I was telling you before. If I was listening to my ambidextrous self, I'd just be using my other hand, but I'm not. So what I'll be doing is over directing it in front of me, and then I'll be stretching it out to the side myself. And the same thing with the front piece. You just want to make sure that same thing, you want to make sure you grab that tension so you can wrap the hair around and just over direct forward so that you get a little bit of height and a little bit more movement around the root and the face. So I'm just going to throw it out there that I really think that you guys should consider investing in better brushes and tools. It's obviously going to make a big difference in what it is that your outcome is going to be. So whether it's irons or blow dryers or brushes. So for me, I think a brush is huge, and I'm a big fan of the Pro Color number 65 ceramic centered brush that I'm using, just because the nylon bristles are hard enough and tense enough that they grab the hair and do what they have to do. The center heats up and helps with the style, and it's just an overall good brush. It doesn't snag. It's by far, no joke, best brush I've used in my entire career. So as you can see, I'm finishing up with grabbing the bang, whether you turn the brush on your head and turn until it grabs, or you wrap it around the front. You want to over direct it, and then once you're done over directing, you stretch it out to the side until it falls out of the brush, and that's how you get that kind of Kim Kardashian swoop. So now, last but not least, we're going to do one pump of the Light Element Smooth Infusion, my favorite finishing product ever. One pump, emulsify it in your hands, kind of wring your hair out, and then run it through your ponytail. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. So once again, thanks again for stopping by. If you liked it, leave me some comments, give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.